there's always something very, very sacred, sacred concept that it gets legs in the right place at the right time, and suddenly something sacred is adopted and used as a catchphrase, as the new it thing to possess, to hook those who are resonating feelings of need and want, and leverage them, catch them in their state of needing and wanting, and leveraging them into, for those who are resonating higher, into systems and rubrics of ascension for spiritual yearning that they're using marketing in order to get people to be interested in uplifting material, and for others to simply utilize the pretext of spirituality in order to render profitability, mass marketing profitability, and further the enslavement and bondage of individuals who are in a state of need and want. One of these currently, over the past few years, one of these key terms, I would say for many years, it was the concept of soulmates. In the 1960s, I would say the concept of soulmates was very, very popular. Everybody's looking for their soulmate. And I guess soulmates has become a concept that's old hat. So today, the popular notion that they use is the concept of twin flames. And the pitch is kind of like, you think the bond of soulmates is powerful. Well, the bond of twin flames is eternal. And what it is you have a single soul, and they're ripped apart, and each one is the opposite side of the other, and they're flowing throughout eternity trying to connect and find each other. And when those two come together, the energies that are imparted in their blending are so potent, passionate, and powerful that they release a new light into the world. And they are each completely powerless to a degree of their destiny until they find the other, because there's a gestalt that happens between them, for they each compensate the other's energy, and they each render the other one complete. And then the mass marketeers, they take this lofty concept and they imbue it around the idea of romantic relationships and lost love and romance. And then they use this concept to imprison the masses into feelings and states of perpetual need and want and dissatisfaction. And it's a distraction. It's shameful, actually. For the concept of soulmates was never intended and never was, very rarely is it ever, a romantic relationship. It's a spiritual relationship, but it's very rare for this to ever happen in a husband and wife situation. It's certainly not something anyone should ever go looking for. Within biblical archetypes, a wonderful rubric of understanding for twin flame energies would be Moses and Aaron. And if you look at the biblical archetype, you'll see that when Moses is told, go forth to Pharaoh, he says, why don't you send Aaron? I'm not worthy. I have a speech deficit. I can't speak, Aaron, he's good with words. And then, so you see that whenever Moses is imparting the splendor of eternity, you have this Aaron energy that is a conduit. This energy is filtering through Aaron in order to impart to others. And then you also see that whenever Aaron is not with Moses, you actually see that things go a little haywire. Where the great episode in the Archetype of that would be in the Archetype when Moses goes up the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights and doesn't seem to return on time, that suddenly the mixed multitude begin to demand of Aaron that he creates this golden calf as a medium, as an oracle, to find out what to do, because they don't have this Moses character. And so Aaron falls from grace in that episode. And so the question is, what is twin flame energy? Well, if we want to understand twin flame energy, then we should study the archetypes of Moses and Aaron. For Moses and Aaron together impart a 9 energy. 9 energy is a very, very powerful energy for creation and multiplicity and growth of eternity in the material realm. And Moses carried the energy of 4, and Aaron carried the energy of 5. The energy of 5 is a feminine energy. It's energy for love. It makes love possible. The energy of 5 is a half of 10. It's when oneness is subtracted into half. So there is an other to give to, and there's an other to receive. And it's through that 5 energy that this world was created, in order to impart the possibility for a higher love. The energy of the 5 energy that Aaron carried was the energy of recognition. The energy, the archetype of Aaron, was the individual who loves wholeness and chases after the wholeness of all. So in his love of wholeness, he understands that all the diversity in our world, each carries a separate frequency of truth, a separate light, and Aaron goes around inspiring and recognizing the latent light within each and giving it definition and existence through his eyes. And through his eyes and his expression, that individual comes alive and begins to shine, to galvanize the fulfillment of a construct of wholeness, of summoning a gestalt amongst the collective, each one imparting a greater aspect of their higher self collective and expressing it forth, and it suddenly they each reflect the other and encourage and summon each other to shine, and suddenly it imparts a gestalt, a totality, a spirit, a higher spirit of a Holy Spirit. It's referred to Shekhinah, a feminine higher spirit, a divine feminine that rests amongst the oneness of all the pieces collectively together. The energies of the archetype of Moses is the energy of 4, which is the energy of splendor. Splendor is when you take the light of eternity and you just, like a fire hose, it just shoots out. And the reason why Moses is characterized in biblical archetypes as having speech deficit is because he only spoke in eternal truths. And individuals to varying levels and degrees were imprisoned in an imprisoned consciousness. And it doesn't translate. Eternal truths do not translate through a language of falsehood, through a language of constructs of ownership and competition and shame and anger and resentment and abandonment